Hey, Falcon fans! You think you've seen everything in this league? You think you know what heartbreak looks like? Brother, sister, what went down in Foxborough this past Sunday wasn't just a loss. This wasn't just another game that slipped through our fingers. This was something completely different. Something that has the entire NFL world talking right now. Something that's got coaches, players, and fans across the league picking sides. And let me tell you right now, if you're not fired up after hearing what really happened, then check your pulse because you might not be alive. We're diving deep into the most controversial moment of Week 9. We're talking about accusations that are rocking the football world. We're exposing plays that veterans are calling next-level situational football while others are screaming from the rooftops about unfair tactics. And here's the thing that's going to drive you absolutely insane. We were this close to tying that game. We were one kick away from sending it to overtime. We had all the momentum. And then, well, you'll see. But before we get there, we need to talk about the Warriors who showed up and left everything on that field. We need to discuss the glaring holes that are threatening to sink our entire season. And we absolutely must address the pattern that's emerging, the pattern that's keeping us up at night, the pattern that has Falcons fans everywhere wondering, when is it going to be our turn? So buckle up, because this ride is about to get wild. But hold on! If you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, don't you dare scroll away. Smash that like button right now, subscribe to this channel, and ring that notification bell. Only 1% of viewers actually subscribe. Let's crush that number together. It's a small action that makes a massive difference. And if you stick around until the end of this video, I'm going to reveal something that will completely change your perspective on this game. Let's go! The heartbreak, another one-point loss that shouldn't have happened. 24-23, Patriots win. And just like that, it's 3 straight losses for our Atlanta Falcons. Let that sink in for a second. 3 straight losses. After we started this season with so much promise, so much potential, so much hope that this was finally going to be our year. Early in this game, I'm not going to lie to you, it looked bad. It looked like we were heading straight toward another blowout embarrassment. The offensive line was getting torched. Our defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. And that Foxborough crowd was getting loud, feeding their team all that energy while we looked lost, confused, and frankly, overmatched. The winners, heroes in a losing effort. Michael Penix Jr., the future is now. Fire. Can we just take a moment to appreciate what we just witnessed from our quarterback? 22 for 37. 222 yards. 3 touchdowns. I know what you're thinking, but what about that intentional grounding penalty at the end? That killed us. And you're right, that play was brutal. But hold on, we're going to get into the real story behind that play in just a minute, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. But first, let's give this young man his flowers. After being questionable last week, Penix Jr. came out and showed exactly why this organization invested in him. Those weren't just completion percentages, folks. Those were rockets being launched downfield. Those were tight window throws that only quarterbacks with elite arm talent can make. He was threading needles. He was giving his receivers chances to make plays. He was putting the team on his back and willing them back into this game. Every time we needed a big throw, he delivered. Every time we needed someone to step up and be the guy, he was there. This wasn't a quarterback playing scared or conservative. This was a gunslinger who believed in his arm, believed in his receivers, and believed we could win that football game. That final drive? That should have been the game-tying drive. That should have been the moment where a young quarterback announced himself to the entire NFL. But we'll get to why it wasn't. Drake London, the return of the king. Crown. Did you miss this man last week? Because I sure did. And apparently, so did the entire offense. Without Drake London against the Dolphins, we couldn't do anything through the air. It was painful to watch. It was like trying to drive a car with 3 wheels. But the moment he stepped back on that field in Foxborough, everything changed. 9 catches, 118 yards, And get this, Falcons Nation, 3 touchdowns. That's a career high for our WR1. This man was willing our team back into this game. Every time we needed a first down, there he was. Every time Penix Jr. needed a safety valve, there he was. Every time the offense needed a spark, there was number 5 making defenders look absolutely foolish. That 3rd touchdown? Chef's kiss. The route running, the hands, the awareness to get both feet in bounds, that's the kind of play that separates good receivers from great ones. That's the kind of performance that reminds everyone why we believe in this young core. Watch that tape back and tell me Drake London isn't one of the most underrated receivers in this entire league. Go ahead, I'll wait. Jalen Walker, the rookie revelation. Flex biceps. Speaking of players we missed, can we talk about how massive it was to have our rookie linebacker back? The last 2 games without Jalen Walker? Rough. Really rough. But the moment he stepped back on that field, you could feel the difference in that defense. That forced fumble that led to the strip sack? That was a game-changing play. That was the kind of momentum-shifting moment that completely altered the tenor of the entire game. Before that play, we were down bad. After that play, we believed again. The sideline believed. The coaches believed. And most importantly, we believed. And then that batted screen pass on 3rd down late in the game? That gave us a chance at a game-winning drive. This rookie is making veteran plays. He's showing instincts that you typically don't see from first-year players. He's flying around that field like his hair's on fire, making tackle after tackle, disrupting play after play. The future of this linebacking core is bright, folks. This kid is special. The losers, problems that can't be ignored anymore. Parker Romo, the kicking nightmare, continues faced with steam from nose. I don't even know where to start with this one, Falcons Nation. I really don't. Just make the PAT. That's it. That's all we needed. 1 extra point. 1 routine kick that kickers across the NFL make 99 times out of 100. But here we are again. Again. Having this same conversation about kicking that cost us games. Remember last year when we missed the playoffs because of kicking? Remember all those games we lost by 1 possession because we couldn't rely on our kicking game? Well, guess what? We're living through it again. Gone are the glory days of Matt Bryant, who could hit 50-yarders in his sleep. Gone are even the days when Young Hoku was automatic from anywhere inside 50. Now we're holding our breath every single time we line up for a kick. We're praying. We're making deals with football gods. We're doing everything except actually knowing that ball is going through the uprights. This isn't just about 1 kick. This is about a pattern. This is about a problem that keeps rearing its ugly head at the worst possible moments. This is about a position that this organization must address if we're serious about competing for a playoff spot. How many games are we going to lose before someone in that building says, enough is enough? The offensive line, getting dominated when it matters most, angry face. From the very first drive, you could see it. You could feel it. Our offensive line was in for a long day. Clavon Tyson was living in our backfield on that opening drive. And it didn't stop there. Throughout the entire game, they were getting manhandled by a Patriots defensive line that, let's be honest, isn't exactly the '85 Bears. But here's what's even more concerning. The run blocking has been abysmal. Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier had no chance to get anything going on the ground. 71 rushing yards for the entire game. That's unacceptable. That's the kind of performance that gets you blown out in November and December. You cannot win football games in this league when your offensive line gets dominated like that. You cannot run an effective offense when your quarterback is running for his life on every single play. You cannot establish any kind of rhythm when you're constantly in 2nd and long, 3rd and forever situations. And now, to make matters worse, we're dealing with injuries to both starting guards. Matthew Bergeron and Chris Lindstrom both left the game and never returned. So now we're not just dealing with performance issues, we're dealing with depth issues. This offensive line needs to figure it out, and they need to figure it out fast. Mike Hughes and D. Alford, the secondary is bleeding drop of blood. We've got a serious problem on the other side of A.J. Terrell, and it's getting exposed weekly. Mike Hughes started this season looking solid. He was making plays, holding his own, doing everything we needed from a CB2. But lately it's been rough. He's getting picked on like a kid on a playground. Quarterbacks are targeting him like he's got a bullseye on his jersey. And D. Alford, who had been pretty reliable for most of the season, had himself a day to forget. Big play after big play given up. Routes he should have been all over, he was nowhere to be found. Clapgate, the scandal that has the NFL talking. Police car light, police car light, police car light. All right, Falcons Nation, here's where things get really interesting. Here's where your blood is about to reach its absolute boiling point. You remember that intentional grounding penalty late in the fourth quarter? The one that killed our momentum? The one that essentially ended our chances of tying the game? Well, according to our head coach Raheem Morris, that play didn't happen by accident. It didn't happen because Penix Jr. panicked. It didn't happen because of poor execution. It happened because the Patriots cheated. Let that sink in for a second. The same franchise that brought you the Tuck Rule. The same franchise that brought you Spygate. The same franchise that brought you Deflategate. They're at it again. What Raheem Morris said. In his post-game press conference, Coach Morris didn't hold back. They did a nice job. They simulated a snap. The ball came early. Was snapped early on that snap where we got the intentional grounding. Nice job by those guys. Great situational football. Great play. Did you catch that sarcasm? Nice job by those guys? That's coach speak for I know exactly what you did, and it was shady as hell. Morris is essentially accusing the Patriots of clapping to simulate our snap count, which caused our center to snap the ball before Penix Jr. was ready. That's why it looked so awkward. That's why our quarterback just threw it at the feet of his lineman. He wasn't ready for the ball because it came early. Mike Vrabel's response. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Patriots coach Mike Vrabel went on Boston radio and played it off like he has no idea what Morris is talking about. That was new. I didn't see that, Vrabel said. I just know, maybe that's a testament to our fans. They got loud and I could hear the energy and so thank them for that. Oh, and he even coined a term for it, Clapgate. This man is laughing at us, Falcons Nation. He's sitting there on Boston radio, playing innocent, while his team is out there pulling the same sneaky tactics that made the Bill Belichick era so controversial. Final thoughts, rise up or fade away, Eagle. Falcons Nation, we're at a crossroads. This is the moment that defines seasons. This is where teams either figure it out and make a run, or they collapse under the weight of expectations and disappointment. What happened in Foxborough was heartbreaking. The way we lost was controversial. The implications for our playoff hopes are serious. But we're not dead yet. We've still got time. We've still got talent. And we've still got our guys wearing that Falcons jersey. Drake London is going to keep making plays. Penix Jr. is going to keep improving. Our defense is going to figure out those coverage issues. And somehow, someway, we're going to find consistency in the kicking game. We have to believe that. Because if we don't believe in this team, who will? So yeah, Clapgate is real. Yeah, we got screwed on that play. Yeah, we should be 6-3 instead of 5-4. But you know what? We can't change any of that now. All we can do is rise up and show the entire NFL that we're not going away quietly. This season isn't over. This playoff race isn't finished. And this team's story hasn't been written yet. So buckle up, Falcons Nation. It's about to get crazy. And I'm going to be right here with you every step of the way, breaking down every game, analyzing every play, and believing in our team. Go Falcons!